Let's talk about drumming with Alexisonfire. First of all, how did you get the gig?
How
do you want to be introduced? Jordan Hastings or Ratbeard?
Ratbeard is one of those unfortunate nicknames that stuck, but it's a dealer's choice. The newest one is Big Daddy Rat, because that's just...
Nice. Hey everyone, it's Brandon here from Drumeo, and I'm here with Jordan Hastings from Alexisonfire, and we're here in Vancouver right before the show. And Jordan, thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me, man. This is great. Hi, I'm Jordan Hastings from Alexisonfire. I'm here with Drumeo. Let's break down some drum parts. So the boiled frogs thing, the bridge specifically. Being a single pedal player, I kind of just do this it's just kind of like mimicking a double kick, but without using one. So it's like, and then I kind of roll over to the bell, so that would be your snare, so. Doesn't sound as good on pads, but.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this quick little thing to kind of mimic a double kick without actually having one. So it goes all in between each tom too. So it starts on the first floor, and then I go to one on the first tom, and then I ended up on the second floor tom, and then out of the bridge. So so it kind of just moves around a little bit.
Nice.
So so it doesn't necessarily, because it's on toms, you know it's not a kick drum.
Yeah.
But it kind of has the same kind of rhythm that you might if it did. The outro is actually this weird polyrhythmic thing that I kind of came up with, and we extend it now too. Like I play it, I think 2 or 3 times as long now. It's all 4 limbs are kind of moving, and the ride is kind of off beat to the rest of it. So. That's hard to do, but it's a really interesting thing. I'm sure you'll cut to it on the video.
Let's talk about drumming with Alexisonfire. First of all, how did you get the gig?
I was in another band called Jersey back in the early 2000s. Jersey and Alexis were from the same kind of area, the scene, let's say the Golden Horseshoe scene in Ontario. And we used to do a lot of touring together. We did all over Eastern Canada, and then we actually were split our first bus ever together.
Oh, nice.
So we were very close. The last tour we did before they called me was Warped Tour, actually. So it was us and Alexis on this really shitty old bus. But when they needed somebody, they just kind of gave me a call. They were like, well, we've got like 4 or 5 days before we have to go back out with Rise Against. What are you up to? I was like, oh, I'm just working at my studio. Like, what do you need? They're like, well, and they kind of let me know that their drummer couldn't do it. So I learned, I think it was about 10, 12 songs, and hit the road. That was it. Yeah, they got home and we practiced for like 3 days in Wade's mother's basement.
Yeah.
And then jumped in the van and did a 2-month tour with Rise Against across all of America, Canada, and Europe.
A big one for sure, Young Cardinals.
Yeah, the fill. Everyone always wants to know about the fill.
Show us the fill.
So the fill was, we always like to differentiate, each verse from the last one a little bit, something. And Dal was just like, Beard, why don't you just do a crazy fill going into verse 2? And I was like, well, how crazy do you want it to be? He's like nuts. I'm like, okay, so. Nowadays I play it on the first tom as well, but it's all floor toms and China, which I don't even really use that much these days, but so I'll just kind of break down the fill.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
Nice.
quick little pause, and then we're back into chorus 2.
Love it. Well, I think that'll demystify it for the people out there.
Yeah. There's kind of a cool fill going out of the bridge into the last chorus where it kind of goes over the beat. So it starts on time and then it kind of goes over into the next bar. And you're keeping going. So I think by the time I'm coming back in, we're into like the second beat, maybe the third beat. So it's just like one of those things where it's like, let's just kind of make it a little bit neat.
Builds a bit of tension for
exactly, a little bit of tension, and then also kind of builds a little bit of anticipation at the same time without even really doing much, you know.
How would you describe drumming with this band compared to even some other projects?
This band's always been really great from like I guess a creativity standpoint. We all kind of do what's best for the song, but in a way that isn't predictable, I guess. Drumming for this band has always been kind of like rhythmically liberal. I can kind of just do whatever kind of fits best, and we all kind of bounce ideas off each other when we're writing. It's like our writing process is kind of, it's an even split kind of thing. Nice. So we're all kind of throwing ideas and throwing things at the wall to see what sticks, and ultimately what's best for the song is what gets picked.
Yeah.
So.
Listen to this could be anywhere in the world.
Yeah. So the intro part, it's just like basic kind of, I was in a marching band growing up, and it's just one of the things that they kind of taught us. And then years later, I kind of realized, so the intro is. But that intro thing, years later, without even realizing it, it is the intro for the Spin Doctors song, Two Princes. And I didn't realize that. Like subliminally just thought, hey, that's kind of cool. And just, And
it came out years later.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it.
And then in the chorus, there's like an offbeat snare part.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a flam thing, so. It's kind of the gist of it there, yeah. That was a learning curve, I think, for all of us, because I was just a little bit, I don't really play a lot of the old stuff to a click. All the new stuff I do, but not the old like first record.
Yeah.
But it's still a little bit more in time than what they were used to, so that was kind of a learning curve. But yeah, no, it wasn't, I wouldn't say difficult, but just different, just very different.
Do you have any advice for people who would want to get into this style of music or this type of drumming?
What really helped me, I think, would be more so focusing on, I've always been more of like I've always had more of like a songwriter kind of brain, like what's best for the song. So that would be my advice for anybody kind of in my position, would be just kind of like what fits best. I mean, there's sometimes you can do some overplaying, but find your spots.
Yeah.
Find your pocket where you can kind of do that fun stuff, and then, also lay back and let the song kind of progress how it should, right? Because after all, you're the guy in the back that's holding it all together, but it's good to kind of let everybody else move everything forward and then pick your spots where you can kind of, groove it out a little bit. Yeah.
Who were some of your biggest influences growing up that maybe helped prepare you for this gig?
Big one would be everybody's favorite Uncle Neil Peart. So Rush was getting inaugurated into the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame, and Neil is from St. Catharines, which is where the band's from. So he had asked if we wanted to cover Tom Sawyer at this inauguration. We were like, okay.
No pressure.
Right? Like, is he gonna be there? Like, okay.
Yeah.
At the time, we were opening up for Billy Talent, funny enough, across Canada. And so there was a jam room every day available to us. So we just sat in there and we just learned the intricacies of the song.
Yeah.
Mostly fell on me. And then yeah, we had a show with Billy Talent the night of their inauguration. So we played our show at the Air Canada Centre at the time, jumped in a van, we had another kit set up at the Rush inauguration, booked it over there, played Tom Sawyer, and I'm kind of like, we're going through it all, it's a packed house, and I'm kind of coming up to the part, and I look up, and there's Neil, Geddy, and Alex staring at me. Like just, I'm
Is he gonna do it?
Like, I'm like, just like, oh shit. Well, don't look up there again. So I'm just like, all right, gonna ignore that, try to get into my zone, and I you know, did the thing and whatever. It was fun.
Well, it's an experience.
Yeah,
you never forget.
It was great.
And is there any parts of Neil's playing that you let come out in your playing just naturally?
Oh yeah, big time. In the song, I think it's The Northern, there's definitely some ride stuff that is an homage to Neil's right hand, for sure. Right hand ride stuff.
What's tour life like for you on this tour? Are you shedding before the show, warming up? Are you wandering around in the cities?
Mostly wandering. This has been a great tour for us because it's been a long time since we've done a direct support slot, which has been really great, especially touring across Canada and the US in the summertime. Normally it's like middle of winter, we're hitting Winnipeg, it's -40 and it's miserable.
Yeah.
And you can't really go anywhere because it's so cold.
Yeah.
So this has been lovely. We basically just have to get into the city in the morning. We kind of travel around and go out for lunch and go for a walk and have a nice workout. Show up around 6, play for an hour, and then go out for a nice dinner. That's it. It's like it's kind of like summer camp. Yeah, it's really fun.
Sweet Dreams of Otherness.
Yeah.
Anything in this one?
Yeah, the actual beat after we get into the intro, because the song starts with just a kind of a John Bonham-esque kind of homage to him, and then once we're into it, it's kind of a little bit more aggressive. But let me think here. Kind of the gist of it.
Definitely hear the Bonham in that.
Yeah,
sure.
Right? Yeah. Thanks, Drumeo, for having me out today, and I hope you guys enjoyed walking through some of the Alexisonfire drum parts. We'll see you around. My glasses are fogging up. Thanks for Drumeo for hanging out for the day, and I hope you enjoyed some of the. No, good.
That was good.
Yep. Take two.
Take two.